Yeah, yeah. They call me Dutchy. You know where we at on Report Card Radio. My man Mikey T, the movie star.
In my recent interview with Spade and Ablava, they said the album that you guys originally recorded as a mixtape was actually released by Warner as the album.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a Fendi right there. That's a Fendi fact. It was to me a bad business move, but like it was what we thought was that the world wasn't on the original mixtape that we had. They were. You know what I'm saying? So instead of us going and doing the whole new album, Warner wanted to buy the actual album because they were actually ahead of their times. They were smart. They wanted to grab something that was regional and make it global. So it was but the bad business move was putting out the same exact album. You know what I'm saying? But, you live and you learn.
Where do you think the disconnection came from with the major figures and the major industry labels?
I don't think it was one. I think that we were ahead of our time. We wanted to be independent. So a lot of the things that the labels wanted to do with us and wanted from us, we were already doing on our own and felt as though if they weren't going to give us this amount of money, then what was the purpose of going over there? So now, today, they would call that being an independent artist. Back then, it was arrogance from an artist because we don't know the system they think. You know what I'm saying? If you bought a Major Figgas CD, the first one that came out, you got that CD directly from a Major Figure member's hand. We went to a hotel room in Center City and pressed up 15,000 copies by hand, plastic and all. Stayed up for nights doing this. Had a signing, a release for it at Germantown Avenue, on Erie Avenue, and released it. And within a few days, 15,000 units flew out of our hands at $15 a piece.
So did Warner Brother then re-release that project?
Yeah.
With additional records, or how did it go?
We changed some things, and they didn't shoot you gotta remember the videos that I wanted them to do and we wanted them to do, they didn't want to do. Then we would have conflict where Jermaine Dupri wanted to do the remix for Yeah, That's Us. And some kind of way he was denied of doing that, which we made a lot of bad mistakes. And I'll take blame for it as well, even though it wasn't my doing. I still could have stood up and said something. You know what I mean? Because we all did have say-so. But when when you're young and you're running around and you got a certain amount of money and you got a certain amount of women and you got a certain amount of things that are occurring in your life, business is not going to be the first thing that you think of. You're just thinking about how much money you got in the bank. And that's a lot of the young artists' problem today. And that's the reason why they're here today and going tomorrow. Because they don't have the actual savoir-faire, the know-how of how to run a business. Now you got guys like QC and all of these guys who are really actually doing it the right way. They're independent with a great overhead. You feel what I'm saying? But as we can see, if you look at QC and look at them in the beginning, they had a lot of nice artists. Johnny Cinco, just to name a couple. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't even know. Lil Yachty, QC. You feel what I'm saying? All of these people, and it did. The independence didn't work in the beginning. The Migos came out hard. Versace, that was dope. But until you figure out how to run the business, which Coach K and all the rest of them are doing now, they look at you as arrogant.
Yeah, in some cases, like recently, Chief Keef was signed to Interscope, for $6 million. He was developing a mixtape called Finally Rich. Mm-hmm. And Interscope turned the mixtape into his official album release. Dropped it, he sold 50,000 first week.
Right. See, but right now what they're doing is 50,000 streams. It's no record sales anymore. You feel what I'm saying? You stream. So Chief Keef is still going to be well off because he has records that's streaming that he probably got a hold of now. You got to look at guys like the Kodak Blacks and the Lil Babies and all these people. They put out 5 and 6 tapes before they even drop. Future, Streets is Calling. You know what I'm saying? Free Band Gang. You know what I'm saying? The A1 FBG album. You know what I'm saying? Like I was on Future when Streets is Calling was out. A lot of people didn't even know what was going on until he dropped 20 Montana. He had crazy record stuff. You know what I'm saying? It starts from the stage. Look, Rich Homie Quan. When I was living in Atlanta, everybody banged that and they will. Rich Homie Quan. Everybody banged that tape. I mean, everybody did. So you just go from levels. You know what I'm saying? Man, Meek wasn't lying when he said there's levels to it. And I want to send a shout out to Meek for making that great decision of allowing Dream Chasers to become a record label. You know what I'm saying? That right there should make everybody in Philadelphia do this for one, salute the brother, and also know that the doors are open now because now can't no other label get Meek business. So they're going to be looking for other artists to deal with. They're going to be looking for other artists to give some money to. So tighten up. Look, salute to Sim Santana. He made it in. Now you go on Instagram, you see him and Meek are together doing what Philly's supposed to do. That's another thing. Division is what's going to keep us divided from the money.